All right, welcome everybody to the Pandemic News Report. And we're live with the real time Global Health Threats Watch. Welcome. And now, here is your Pandemic News Report. All right, once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pandemic News Report. And we're going to go live, going to the global incident map. We're going to go through the global incident map today and take a look at potential disease, outbreak, threats. All right. So we're going to go to the map. Let's pull that map up right now. Let's pull this up right now. There we go. I also want to welcome everyone on our Twitter page. Let's put that on the screens if you guys want to listen to us on Twitter. All right. There it is right there. We are live on Twitter. Probably we need to change that a little bit right here before we get started. All right. There we go. And let's save that. As we take a look at real-time health threats or potential health threats, you can listen to us live right now on Twitter at pandemic news _. All right. Pandemic news _. So yeah, let's take a look, man. Let's take a look. We're going to start off with the United States and just see what's going on there. And then we'll kind of go across countries a little bit. All right. And right now, it looking like we have a few states with some things going on. All right. We have a few states with some things going on right now at this time. And so let's kind of look around. As you see me moving the map around a little bit. All right. So let's go to New York and find out what's going on in New York. All right. And it looks like New York City Health Department reports a rise in Mpox cases. There's been an alarming rise in Mpox cases in New York City, according to the city's health department. Okay. Before we go into a little more details to that, let's just look around a little bit before we dive in with a little more detail, okay? All right, let's look a little bit more before we dive into some more details. Let's see if we can get this a little bit wider in for people to see. All right. Let me see if we can close it in. Well, that's a little bit too close there. Let's see. One more. Yeah, let's do it like that. Let's see what it looks like for everybody. Yeah, we'll do it like that for right now. All right. So yeah, what else is going on? We're gonna go to looks like borderline of DC, maybe Maryland and Virginia. And it looks like Washington State. Why do you have Washington State? That's kind of crazy. Resident dies after H5N5 infection. That's a person believed to be the first confirmed case of H5N5 avian influenza in humans has died. Health authorities in the United States, U.S. state of Washington, said Friday the deceased was a Grays Harbor County resident, according to the Washington State Health Department. All right. I don't know why they have that there in Washington, D.C. That's kind of odd. That is very odd. All right. So let's go here. I believe this is what, West Virginia? Charleston. West Charleston, West Virginia sees a spike in the whooping cough. West Virginia is seeing its highest number of whooping cough cases in 15 years, according to Dr. Stephen Eschner, the health officer for the Kanawha Charleston Health Department. There have been 126 reported cases of whooping cough this year. Let's take a look at something else really quick. It's a disease that health officials said hasn't been seen at this level in more than a decade. In West Virginia, we have not seen this number of cases of whooping cough in at least 15 years. Okay, what's going on in West Virginia that they're having these cases of whooping cough? It's very odd, to say the least. Very odd, to say the least. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, stand by for a second. Let me see here. We can get something taken care of. You know, it's quite interesting when you go live and you want to show people certain pieces of information, how things end up getting tampered with. It's really odd because our screens are frozen right now, and we are unable to. You guys can probably see what's on the screen, but we're unable to get the thing working here. Hold on a second. This is very odd. We cannot do a single thing on the screen. Stand by as we deal with a live technical difficulty. Let me just check something out here. Very odd. Our apologies. It appears that everything has frozen on the screen. That's kind of crazy. Okay, let's see if we can get this taken care of now. Very strange. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for. Oh, there we go. Looks like we might be back. Okay, looks like we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Stand by with us. Let's get this back up. Yeah, when you go live, you know, you get these issues going on. And when it comes to giving people the information, there's always technical difficulties. When it's the right information, we seem to get always, strange things happen to your live stream. So give me a second and we'll pull everything back up for you. Again, we're coming through with the global incident map. Let's see if we can pull it up. Let's see if we can get this thing rocking and rolling again. That is oh, there we go. All right. Hopefully you guys can see that. Let's make sure. Let me pull that up. Our apologies. There we go. We're back. Yeah, we always, when we go live and try to provide the people with some worthwhile information pertaining to your health and the diseases. This is the disease outbreak map. And then all of a sudden, things get tampered with. But, we're going to still find out ways to fix the problem and keep continuing informing y'all. I believe we are the only ones that are actually providing you with this type of information. There's no other news source providing you with this information, real time, global health threats. All right. So we are back, and we're looking at the global incident map. You guys can check it out yourselves at globalincidentmap.com if you want to look at live alerts. All right. So again, let me zoom in a little bit more for you guys. There you go. So let's look at we was looking at Charleston, right? I probably shouldn't even pressed on that. That's why when I pressed on Charleston, the screen went everything froze on the screen. So maybe they don't want this reported. So there you go with there. We'll go back to that. Kentucky, we have a third infant dies from whooping cough within 12 months. This is in Kentucky. A third infant has died from pertussis in Kentucky within the past 12 months. State health officials announced Monday. The Kentucky Department for Public Health said the death comes amid the largest spike in whooping cough cases reported in the Commonwealth since 2012. All right. Like I said, we'll come back to some of these and get some more details. We just kind of going across the U.S. and keeping you abreast, if you will, of what's going on. All right. That's right across the border. I believe that's Canada. Let's take a look at Michigan bordering with Ohio. What's going on there? 5 new Michigan bird flu cases confirmed among backyard flocks in Monroe, St. Clair counties. Michigan officials say they have confirmed 5 new cases of highly pathogenic avian influenza in the state, including 1 backyard flock, each in Monroe County and St. Clair County. All right. So that's Michigan. Take a look at Indianapolis. 5 new cases of HPAI confirmed in LaGrange and Elkhart counties in Indiana. HPAI, which is highly pathogenic avian influenza, 5 new cases have been detected in northern Indiana. The Indiana State Board of Animal Health says the latest cases have been confirmed on 2 commercial broiler operations, 2 commercial meat duck facilities, and 1 commercial breeder duck operation in LaGrange and Elkhart counties. All right. And let me see, what's this one right here? Did we just touch on that? 2 new cases of highly pathogenic, avian influenza confirmed. Again, that's LaGrange County, Indiana. Let's go here. Avian flu strikes commercial poultry in Indiana. Indiana is grappling with a significant outbreak of highly pathogenic avian influenza, which is also referred to as HPAI, which has recently hit both commercial laying hens and meat duck operations in LaGrange County. So if you have family living out in Indiana, definitely let them know what's going on there. Excuse me about that. Let me zoom back in the way we want it. There we go. All righty. And again, we appreciate y'all checking us out. You can also hear me as we speak right now. We are on our Twitter page, which is at pandemic news _. Let's put that on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Or did this get removed? That's kind of weird too. No, there we go. You can also listen to us right now on Twitter. All right. Hopefully you'll be able to listen. There we go. We are live on Twitter page as well. So there goes the Twitter account. You can check us out there as well. We are also live on 2 YouTube pages, one being Pandemic News Report on YouTube. We're also on live events now on YouTube. We're also on our Twitch page and 2 of my personal accounts on X and Facebook. We're live right now. And again, we appreciate y'all for checking this out. We are the only, as far as we know, the only news entity that is actually giving y'all real-time global health threats. Tongue twister, looks like. All right, so let's get back. Let's take a look. Let's go here. We went to Kentucky. We went to West Virginia. We did New York. Let's see what's going on in is that Vermont or New Hampshire? Let's see what's going on. Vermont. Whooping cough. Seems like there's quite a bit of whooping cough cases and avian flu cases going around. Whooping cough spreads into Lamoille, I think that's how you pronounce it, county in Vermont, with an outbreak of whooping cough moving into Lamoille County following a Washington County outbreak. Officials with the Vermont Department of Health are urging families to take precaution and to get vaccinated. I would be very careful about the vaccinations, okay? I'm just saying. But do the best you can to keep yourself protected from the whooping cough, because like I said, it seems like several states are having that issue. And it might be affecting the babies a little worse than the adults from what I can tell so far. All right. So with that being said, let's go down south a little bit and see what's going on down south. And let's go to North Carolina and see what's going on there. One suspected case of avian flu in goose in Wilmington. All right. Since early November, over 20 dead geese have been found in retention ponds near Shipyard Boulevard. Chris Kent is the coastal regional wildlife biologist for District 2, which consists of 12 southeastern counties. All right. Avian flu seems to be prominent. Whooping cough seems to be prominent as of right now. Let's kind of go in the mid. Did we do Wisconsin already? Yeah, I think we did. No, maybe we didn't. Bird flu case confirmed in goose in Rock County. So that's North Carolina has a goose as well. A goose. Oh, my bad. I'm thinking that's the city. My bad. All right. A goose in Rock County contracted bird flu. That's what we're talking about here. Rock County Public Health said Monday. Rock County Public Health said it was notified of the positive test by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services on Friday. The goose had been in contact with a resident of the county. Now that's very interesting. Let's look a little bit deeper into that one real quick. Let me see if it'll pull up and find out what's going on with that. That sounds a little bit, because it's making it seem like the goose caught it from a human, and the goose caught the bird flu. That's really weird. So let's look into deeper about to see what they got anything different to say. It looks like doesn't look too different. A goose in Rock County contracted bird flu. Rock County Public Health said on Monday. Rock County Public Health said it was notified of the positive test by Wisconsin. The goose had been in contact with a resident of the county. The resident was directed to watch for any symptoms and follow safety protocols. All right. The Rock County Public Health said the resident had not reported any relevant symptoms and further testing was not needed. Doesn't mean the bird didn't catch it from the resident, but also it can mean the bird maybe did not catch it from that resident. All right. So again, Rock County Public Health said there were no reported cases of bird flu in humans in the county as of Monday. Let's take a look at something real quick here. Okay. This apparently was last week sometime. And let me see what else here. The current public health risk is low. This marks the first confirmed case of bird flu in the county since 2022 when a chicken contracted the virus. All right. So there you have it with that. And again, you ladies and gentlemen, stand by. There we go. We're getting a lot of freezes on the screens here. They must not want you guys to know anything. It always seems this way when we're trying to give out real information to help the public. They always seem to have a way of messing with your live stream. But we are back. Let's look at Oklahoma City and see what's going on there. 2 confirmed cases of highly contagious horse virus in Oklahoma. Very interesting. That's since November the 23rd. So we're about 5 days away from that. And equine virus, officials call highly contagious and potentially deadly, has 2 confirmed cases here in Oklahoma, according to the Oklahoma Department of Agriculture, Food, and Forestry. Since this is a case that is not related to all the avian cases, let's take a deeper look into that, find out what else is going on there. All right. Since the 19th of this month, 2 confirmed cases of highly contagious horse virus in Oklahoma. All right. Officials say the outbreak started at a barrel racing event called WPRA Finals in Waco, Texas. They're very interesting. Between the 5th and the 9th of November. The Oklahoma Department of Agriculture announced on social media, we have confirmed 2 cases of EHM in horses that attended the Barrel Futurities of America World Championship at Lazy E Arena. Okay. A horse stalled at Lazy E during the BFA, which is the Barrel Futurities of America, became ill and was taken to OSU Vet School Teaching Hospital on the 18th of November. The horse tested positive for EHV. Okay. The equine horse virus, in cooperation with Oklahoma State veterinarian and the Oklahoma Secretary of Agriculture, BFA and Lazy E canceled the event in the best interest of all horses. Symptoms and how the virus spreads. Officials say the virus spreads through horse contact, shared buckets, and tack, contaminated trailers, and airborne droplets. The biggest thing we recommend watching out for is a fever. So taking your horse's temperature, if it's over 101.5, that is considered a fever in a horse. So for you horse enthusiasts, those who have horses and things like that, you know what to do. You know what it is. Dr. Victoria Morath, associate vet, Pine Ridge Equine Hospital. Other signs are nasal discharge, coughing, lethargy, or any incoordination of the hind limbs. All right, Green Country Equine event cancellations. So those are the canceled events. Let me make sure we are not skipping anything. Although there are currently no confirmed cases in Green Country Equine event, we're told these events are being canceled out of an abundance of caution. All right. So there you have it in Oklahoma. You got the EHV very highly contagious and potentially deadly virus, horse virus. Okay. So that's going on in Oklahoma City. All right. Okay. Let's move on and see what else we got. We got Texas. What's going on in Texas? Another whooping cough case skyrocket to record high in Texas. If anybody's in Texas, man, feel free to let us know if you are experiencing or noticing these type of incidents or these health threats. More than 3,500 cases, they say, of pertussis or whooping cough have been reported in Texas so far this year, according to state figures, roughly 4 times the number as last year and the highest since 2013. Again, if you guys are any of the states that I mentioned, any current disease threats going on, feel free to let us know if you have witnessed any of these events, these incidents, all right, or these threats. Let's go to Montana. Another avian flu case detected in wild bird on Blackfeet Reservation. The Blackfeet Fish and Wildlife has confirmed the case of avian flu. Excuse me for a second here. All right. The Blackfeet Fish and Wildlife has confirmed the case of avian flu H5N1 in the wild bird population of the Blackfeet Reservation. The virus was found in a migrating Canada goose in the Mission Lake area. Okay. And let's zoom out a little bit. I think that's everything that we can see in the US right now. All right. It looks like that's the case. So let's go back real quick and take a look at, again, New York and get a little bit more detail real quick. And then we'll kind of go across the globe a little bit and see what else is going on in case you have family members out of the country. There has been an alarming rise in mpox cases in New York City. Let's see if we have any. There's no other details regarding that, so we can't tell you too much about that. It's probably got better info here. There's been an alarming rise in mpox cases in New York City, according to the city's health department. All right. Let's go here back to North Carolina and see what's going on there. One suspected case of avian flu in a goose in Wilmington. Okay. While federal scientists are still confirming at least one Canada goose in Wilmington has initially tested positive for avian flu. Since early November, over 20 dead geese have been found in retention ponds. So what's in the retention ponds that are damaging these geese and having them potentially catching avian flu? Chris Kent is the coastal regional wildlife biologist for District 2, which consists of 12 southeastern counties. First off, this is year 4 that we have detected avian influenza in the state, and the public should not handle dead animals with their bare hands. Call the agency to report them if anyone sees dead birds. Ken added that the public should avoid approaching them all together, approaching these dead birds. All right. Make sure you get your kids as well. I'm saying that. If your kids get curious and see some dead birds on the ground, grab them up real quick. However, he understands the concerns the public has been raising with the office. In the cases of these ponds, and there's a few of them in Wilmington that have multiple dead birds or birds that are dying, when you start seeing multiple animals in an area dead and dying, and especially like various species of animals in an area, that is a red flag. All right. Yeah, keep that in mind. I'll read that one again. I will read that one again. In the cases of these ponds, And there's a few of them in Wilmington that have multiple dead birds or birds that are dying. When you start seeing multiple animals in an area dead and dying, and especially like various species of animals in an area, that is a red flag. And I really encourage people to immediately report to that agency so that we can investigate it and try to figure out what's going on. That's according to Chris Kent, all right, who is the Coastal Regional Wildlife Biologist for District 2. That's in North Carolina, okay? Avian flu is highly contagious among birds. It can jump to mammals, including humans, though the risk is low. Regardless of, this is me saying this, regardless of how low the risk is, you guys make sure to protect yourself nonetheless, okay? If anything's just 1% of a risk, that means it's still a risk. So you definitely need to protect yourself. And again, stay away from the dead animals. Keep your kids away from the dead animals. Be observant and pay attention and start noticing if there are multiple animals dead or look like they're dying and they're in a particular area. Something in that area is causing them to die. So you might not want to even go in that area, especially if it's in a park. You might want to leave that park alone. Don't take your kids there. Don't you go there for a jog or nothing like that. All right. So the first and only case of human death from avian flu was in Louisiana early this year, part of an outbreak that infected over 60 people. The patient was older and had underlying medical conditions, so they say. Regarding local testing, Kent received support from wildlife enforcement, which helped him collect several samples over the past couple of weeks. Okay, we're not going to read any further on that. North Carolina, if you live there or you have family and friends that live in there, let's look at this again real quick. Let me see. It looks like in Wilmington. So definitely let your family and friends know. They might want to stay away from Wilmington for a while. If they live in Wilmington, definitely use some precaution. Stay away from the dead animals and the ones that look like they're going to be dying. Okay. So with that being said, let's scroll on over to some other countries and continents. We're over here in Africa. In case you have family that's in Africa, let's look over here at Senegal real quick, see what's going on here. Senegal reports 31st Rift Valley fever death. The Ministère de la Santé et de la Hygiene Publique in Senegal reported one additional Rift Valley fever, also known as RVF, death, bringing the total of 31 in this outbreak since September. Let's see what else is going on. We're going to kind of skip around a little bit. Let's see what's going on in old Nigeria. 70 cases of monkeypox reported in Delta. No fewer than 70 cases of monkeypox have been reported across the 25 local government areas of Delta State. That's Nigeria. Okay. What else is going on in Nigeria? Abuja. Nigeria's 8,587 diphtheria cases, 884 deaths, highest in Africa, according to the World Health Organization. Nigeria is leading Africa in reported diphtheria cases with 8,587 confirmed infections and 884 deaths between January 1st and November the 2nd of this year of 2025. If you have family or friends there, you might want to tell them to leave and cut their vacation short. All right. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention has released its Lassa fever situation report, epidemiological week 44, covering October 27th to November the 2nd, 2025, indicating a slight rise in confirmed infections and higher fatality rate compared to the same period last year. Okay. What else is going on in Nigeria? Sokoto records 8 dengue fever cases. The Sokoto state government has confirmed an outbreak of dengue fever with 8 verified cases in Sokoto metropolis, including Sokoto North and South. That's Nigeria. What is going on in Nigeria? Let's go on over to the east, my brother, to the east. And we have in Ethiopia. Ethiopia reports hemorrhagic fever outbreaks in Zika. The Ethiopia Ministry of Health, along with regional health agencies, are investigating an outbreak of hemorrhagic fever in Zika, southern Ethiopia region. All right. In Addis Ababa, they have 5 dead in Ethiopia's Marburg. Remember, we talked about Marburg, about a week or two ago? I think there was a Marburg case in the United States about a week or two ago. But 5 dead in Ethiopia's Marburg outbreak as total cases increased to 10. The death toll from Ethiopia's Marburg virus disease outbreak has risen to 5. The country's Ministry of Health has said 2 additional infections were confirmed after laboratory testing of 7 suspected cases, bringing the total number of cases to 10. Let's look at something else here. More Marburg cases. 1 more death confirmed. This is all Ethiopia. Marburg virus disease. Marburg disease, or MARD, M-A-R-D, outbreak in Zika. So it looks like Ethiopia, their middle Ethiopia looks like they're having Marburg issues. Let's look at the borders of Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. Let's zoom in and see if we can narrow it down. Looks like more in Kenya. And Homa Bay County confirmed 2nd monkeypox case. So we got monkeypox going on in Kenya, got Marburg. We have diphtheria cases going on in Africa. Homa Bay County has reported its 2nd monkeypox case after a 44-year-old man from Koduago, Ndiwa sub-county developed symptoms while invigilating KCSE examinations at Okok Secondary School. All right. So that's Kenya. That's what's going on in Kenya right now. Let's see. We got Angola. Let's see what's going on in Angola. Oh, we're going to go to South America after this one. Angola reports resurgence of cholera. After reporting a significant slowdown in cholera cases just a couple of months ago, health officials in Angola are now reporting a resurgence in the epidemic that has plagued the country this year. That's Angola. Let's go to Namibia. They're having cholera outbreaks as well. Namibia declared a new cholera outbreak in the country's north-central town of Grootfontein. I think that's how you pronounce it, marking the country's 2nd outbreak this year. Health authorities said on Thursday. That's got to be, they said that's on the, that's weird, on 27th. That can't be. They must have their dates wrong. And what else is going on in Namibia? Namibia declares outbreak after Crimean Congo fever. I think that's how you pronounce it. Or Crimean Congo fever could be pronounced that way as well. Has been confirmed. Namibia has declared an outbreak of Crimean Congo hemorrhagic fever after a confirmed case resulted in the patient's death. Yo, them diseases in Africa is serious. If you got family out there visiting or whatever, or even maybe living there, might want to let them know what's up. All right, Namibia on alert after Rift Valley fever confirmed in neighboring South Africa. Let me see. Namibia's Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Water, and Land Reform has issued a public alert following the confirmation of Rift Valley fever. You look up these diseases and find out the symptoms and everything like that, just in case they come over here and hit the U.S. Or you have people traveling from there and bringing it over to the U.S. All right. Let's see what's going on in South Africa. Northern Cape farmers warn on biosecurity as another case of Rift Valley fever hitting down in South Africa. The outbreak of Rift Valley fever confirmed by Onderstepoort Veterinary Research Laboratory is affecting sheep herds in the region and has heightened concern among producers of mosquito activity, or as mosquito activity increases. Okay. Closer to Cape Town, Western Cape Veterinary Services has confirmed a case of foot and mouth disease on a farm near Gouda, South Africa, prompting immediate containment measures. All right. That's near Gouda, South Africa. Now, over here by Johannesburg, let's see what's going on there. South Africa confirms 15 new foot and mouth or foot-mouth disease cases in Free State Province. All right. The Agriculture and Rural Development Department in South Africa has confirmed 15 new cases of foot and mouth disease in several Free State province, including, I do not know how to pronounce that, but I'll try my best, Viljoenskroon, Paris, Denysville, and Sasolburg. All right. That's my best pronunciations of those particular areas. And this looks like Maputo, Mozambique. Let's see what's going on there. Mozambique, new cholera outbreak in north with almost 500 cases, 3 deaths involved. Mozambique has recorded nearly 500 cases of cholera, with 3 deaths in the new cholera outbreak in the north of the country in 2.5 months, according to data from the Ministry of Health. That's Mozambique. All right. Let's go up real quick and see if we can find anything else going on. Let's see. I see some things here, but looks like we pretty much have everything covered. Nothing in the Northern Africa countries going on there. Let's go to South America and see what's going on. It looks like nothing is going on at this time. Nothing's appearing anyway, or being reported. Let's look at Mexico real quick. Hermosillo. Let's go there and see what's going on. Looks like they're having dengue cases traveling. I don't know where they're coming or where they're originating from or how they're appearing. But Mexico, more than 2,000 suspected cases of dengue in Sonora, double the number as same time last year. Cases of mosquito-borne illness, dengue, have spiked this year in the Mexican state of Sonora. The state of Sonora has recorded more than 2,000 suspected cases of dengue so far this year. That's more than double the number of suspected cases in the state by the same time last year. So if you're in that area of Hermosillo or Hermosillo, that's just bordering Arizona, bordering New Mexico, a little further away from Texas, but still kind of in that area. Also, San Diego and LA, not too far away from that area. Be aware of the dengue cases. So let's zoom out real quick and see what else is going on. Mumbai, let's see what's going on in Mumbai, India. African swine fever confirmed in Nashik. Containment zones declared around dumping ground. African swine fever, a disease that spreads among pigs but cannot infect humans. So they say, but I don't trust that at all. Has now been detected in the city. The 1 kilometer or kilometers radius area around Pathardi Shivar Municipal Corporation dumping ground has been declared an infected zone, and a 10-kilometer radius has been marked as a surveillance zone. So it looks like they're trying to be on top of things there in India regarding the African swine fever. Let's zoom in a little bit more in this India, see what else is going on. And then we'll go to some other countries real quick. Colombo in India. Sri Lanka. Oh, the chikungunya. Okay, chikungunya. That's my best pronunciation. Spreads in Matara. The chikungunya disease is spreading rapidly in the Matara district. The Health Entomology Officers Association has warned. All right, that looks like it's in southern India. What else is going on in India? They got foot and mouth disease going on. The fast spreading foot and mouth disease is reported in Ernakulam again, this time in the, how you pronounce this? Thai or Thirumar Radi Panchayat in Muvatu Pusha. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correct. 14 cattle across 7 farmers' homes are affected, and the disease is expected to lead to a reduction in milk production. Also, you got to be aware of, I'm just saying this now outside of what I just read, be aware of what you guys purchase and where these goods are coming from, what countries they're being imported from. All right. Just something that just hit me to kind of speak on real quick. So let me see. We got Bengaluru. What's going on in Bengaluru? Spike in respiratory infections. The city is witnessing a sudden and worrying rise in respiratory infections. Did the COVID-19 was also kind of respiratory related? So they're having some worrying rises in respiratory infections, especially among senior citizens and people with weak immune systems. And the reason why we cover other places outside of the U.S., our concern is the United States. Don't get it twisted. But we also report around the country. One is to inform other people who might be viewing us on Pandemic News Report. It's only fair that we kind of let everybody know what's going on around the world. But also, when you have folks who are coming to the U.S. and they're coming from these locations, and if you happen to find out people that know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, and they're coming from these locations, you know to be aware. And they're having these disease outbreaks, and that's where they're coming from. You understand? So keep that in mind as well. Let's see what else. Pakistan has some things going on. Kabul, Dhaka, Let's see what's going on in Pakistan. They got quite a few here. Islamabad. Let's see what's going on there. So, Islamabad logged 6 new dengue fever cases as teams race to contain spread. Health officials in Islamabad, Pakistan, reported 6 new dengue fever infections on Monday, a potentially life-threatening mosquito-borne viral infection. That's Morocco's press agency reported. That's in Pakistan. They got quite a bit. Let's see what else is going on in Pakistan. Karachi. What is going on in Karachi? Some more dengue cases. 819 new dengue cases in 24 hours. It's crazy. Recorded new dengue cases in the past 24 hours, according to the provincial health department. Karachi reported 522 confirmed cases, while Hyderabad reported 297, and they say a total of 4,562 dengue tests were conducted across public and private laboratories, or laboratories for some of y'all, during the same period. All right. So they got the dengue cases going on heavy. Did I just do Kabul? No, I didn't. Afghanistan reports increase in dengue. Nangarhar province. UN health officials report a steady rise in the number of suspected dengue fever cases in Afghanistan since the end of September, with a marked surge during the last 2 weeks. All right, just real quick for station identification. The only Black American, foundational Black American health news reports broadcast. And now, here is your pandemic news report. All right, so let's get back. We're going to go to Hong Kong and see what's going on there. Hong Kong, China. New imported chikungunya case reported in Hong Kong following family trip to Shenzhen. The new case involves a 66-year-old male living in Kwai Tsing district. The patient and the imported case involving a 60-year-old female announced yesterday are from the same family. That's in Hong Kong, China. Let's go to Taipei and see what's going on there. WOA confirms, the World Organization for Animal Health, which is WOA, confirms first African swine fever case in Taiwan. All right. According to World Organization for Animal Health report, African swine fever has been confirmed, in Taiwan on a pig farm located on the western coast of the island nation. This is the first African swine flu occurrence in Taiwan. Is this Seoul, Korea? Let's see what's going on there. Yes, it is. 5th case of highly pathogenic avian influenza detected in South Korea since September. And since we don't know what's going on in North Korea, because how the politics are going on out there, they don't have any obligation, I guess, to report anything. So another case of highly pathogenic avian influenza was detected on Monday in South Korea's Gyeonggi province, marking the 5th case since September. All right, let's go and zoom on over to let's go to France. We're gonna look at some things in France, in London. There's nothing going on in Italy. Czechia, it looks like something's going on there. We'll zoom in on a few of these to kind of open up and see where they exactly are at. We got Cologne. Yeah, let's zoom in. We got Germany. We have Czechia, Belgium, the Netherlands. Okay. Let's look at Paris real quick. Local, again, chikungunya seems to be pretty prominent disease in a lot of places, kind of spread out. It's not in any concentrated country like one area of the world. It doesn't appear to be. Cases top 800 in 2025 this year. French health authorities, in an update today, report a total of 804 locally acquired chikungunya cases year to date. That's Paris, France. Brussels, Belgium reports rising avian influenza. Yeah, we got to definitely keep track of these worldwide because that was the issue before. There was no news entities that were trying to keep up and on a regular or semi-regular basis, letting everybody know these things, and then everybody got caught up with the COVID out of surprises. So we're gonna try to keep our guys updated at least a couple of times a month, and then of course, if anything breaking happens, we'll try to let you know as well. So Belgium is experiencing an increase in avian influenza cases with the H5 strain recently detected in the provinces of Limburg and Namur. The Belgium Federal Agency for the Safety of the Food Chain, also known as FASFC. All right, that's in Belgium, Brussels. Looking closer to the Netherlands, let's zoom in a little bit more because we want to get the different areas. Okay, The Hague. Let's see what's going on over there. 16,000 chickens culled at Streefkerk Farm as bird flu spreads across the country. Y'all know what culled means, right? Cull. Cull. You know what the word means, and they just added the ed to the end. Avian influenza has been confirmed at an organic laying hen farm in Streefkerk, leading authorities to cull roughly 16,000 birds to prevent further spread. The Dutch Food and Consumer Product Safety Authority warned. All right. Let's go to Czechia, over there near Prague. Veterinary authorities are preparing to cull. Man, they taking out a lot of animals. 13,000 ducks at the Blantenska Riba commercial farm in southern Bohemia after a cluster of bird flu outbreaks appeared in the area. A lot of bird flu cases around the world, it appears. Dengue cases, whooping cough cases in the U.S. A lot is going on. Let's look at Vienna, Austria. Austria reported an outbreak of highly pathogenic H5N1 bird flu on a goose farm. That seems to be a common denominator when it comes to that is geese or goose. So that's something for us here in the U.S. to be aware of as well. Organization for Animal Health, or the World Organization for Animal Health, reported that as Europe faces a surge in the deadly disease of H5N1. That is crazy. We go on to war-torn Ukraine in Ternopil. See what's going on there. African swine fever confirmed in wild boars in Ternopil region. In the Baraz urban community of Ternopil region, a case of African swine flu has been recorded among wild boars. Okay, that's in Ukraine. Belarus is good. So far, we don't see anything in Belarus. Uzbekistan, nothing going on or reported. I don't know if they have an obligation with any national or world organization to report anything. Let's go to Afghanistan. Oh, I think we did that. Kabul, Islamabad. Yeah, I think we did those. Let's go back up here. We did Ukraine. Let's look over here in Chisinau. Zelote swine fever case triggers surveillance zone in 6 localities in Laloveni. The food safety authorities have set up a surveillance zone within a 10-kilometer radius of 6 localities in Laloveni district. This action follows confirmation of African swine fever in wild boars found in the forest near the village of Zalauti or Loti in the Kimislia district or Semisia district, In London, let's see what's going on there. A 6 case of bird flu in the space of a month has been confirmed in Suffolk. The Department of Environment, Food and Rural Affairs, DEFRA, said that H5N1 virus was found at a near site. So the H5N1 virus seems to be pretty authoritative in a lot of areas here across the globe. We definitely going to monitor a lot of these things, make sure they don't get to the U.S. Okay. United Kingdom, 2 more bird flu cases reported in Norfolk. 2 more cases of bird flu. This has been roughly maybe 10 days ago. 2 more cases of bird flu have been confirmed at a commercial poultry site and a small flock in Norfolk. Okay. Nothing going on in are these considered the colder countries? The more colder countries. So yeah, I think that's it, man. It looks like we kind of covered everything as much as possible. Let's zoom in a little bit, cover the screen up. There we go. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Something going on in, is this an island over here? Let's look at Hawaii real quick. Confirmed case of highly pathogenic, more closer to home, more closer to California anyway. Confirmed case of highly pathogenic avian influenza confirmed in duck on Maui. Confirmed case of highly pathogenic avian influenza confirmed in duck on Maui. Y'all stand by just a second. I'm hoping everything has been recorded on our Twitter page. All right. So yeah, that's in Maui in Hawaii. Okay. And looks like for the most part, let's see, this is Madrid, Spain. Did we touch on Spain? Let's see what's going on there. Spain orders confinement of outdoor raised poultry as bird flu outbreaks rise. There's a lot of bird flu cases, avian flu, influenza cases going on across the globe. In Portugal, registers 29 monkeypox cases since August. Portuguese health authorities on Tuesday said that there have been 29 confirmed monkeypox cases in the past 3 months, with 10 reported in August, 3 in September, and 16 in October. All right. And we're just going to check around real quick, make sure we didn't miss anything. For the most part, it looks like we got everything covered. This is Singapore. Let's see what's going on there. Monkeypox cases in Singapore. Malaysia, 12. Let me see. The health ministry has confirmed 12 monkeypox cases reported in Malaysia this year, assuring that all infections, including a newly identified family cluster, remain under control with no signs of wider community spread. That's in Malaysia. Looks like for now, Australia is clear of any issues. Let me see what's going on here off in the North Pacific Ocean. Oh, that's in Hawaii. Okay, this just kind of rotates around. So that's Hawaii. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all for checking us out, man. We think we got everything covered. Be sure to tell family and friends in the U.S. what's going on. If you got family and friends outside of the United States, inform them of what has been going on in their particular areas. And we will definitely keep y'all abreast again. All right. Let me see something real quick here. We should be back, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on it. We'll be back again on the 9th of December next month and the 23rd of December to end the year off with our global health threat alerts. And then, we'll check y'all out. We started again next year, man, in 2026. So we got 2 more to go to keep y'all informed and updated. This is the Pandemic News Report. Most appreciated. Y'all share this out. Tell everybody about us. And have them go to pandemicnewsreport.com. All right. To get some more news, health-related alerts, and everything under the sun as much as possible. All right. We appreciate y'all once again. Thank you very much for watching us live. And we're going to do it again next month, 2 more times for the remainder of the year. All right. This is the Pandemic News Report. Global health threats live. Live real-time global health threats watch. We will see you again. We out of here. Peace. And now, here is your Pandemic News Report.